Hello everyone, and welcome to One at a Time, a simple and common sense reminder for questioning in your classroom. Before we get started, here's a prehistoric joke for you. Why can't you hear a pterodactyl using the bathroom? Because the P is silent. Given that questions often come in sequences, it's easy to overlook a simple but critical rule of thumb for questioning. Ask one question at a time. Teachers are people too, and they often get excited about what they're teaching. Ironically, teachers are most at risk of asking students more than one question when they're excited about what they are teaching, and when the content tempts them to push ahead too quickly. Disciplining yourself to use the one at a time technique, particularly when you're most engaged and most enthused, helps focus students on developing one idea at a time. Additionally, it keeps you focused on questioning with a specific goal or purpose in mind, not just a generalized desire to spark discussion. Here's an example from my own classroom of an overloaded question. What is the difference between a hamburger and a chicken burger, and which would you prefer? This question is really two, each with a distinct purpose. One asks the student to compare and contrast details, and the other asks him to provide an opinion. Comparing and contrasting and providing an opinion are critical but different skills, and these different skills require different thought processes. If you ask a double question, you have to be disciplined about attending to both questions and ensuring that each gets answered in turn. Otherwise, students will most likely choose which of the two questions to answer themselves, and the other will fall by the wayside, never to be answered. The problem here is that it subtly but persistently suggests to the class that the teacher's questions are not necessarily important or planned. The message is not, I have something specific and singularly important I want you to discuss, but I want you to discuss the book, and any of a variety of topics will do equally. In fact, if the student is savvy, his choice of which question to answer won't be arbitrary. He'll choose either the one that's easier for him or the one he wants to answer more, not necessarily the one that would be better for him to answer. Teachers are in a much better position to make an intentional decision about which question is more productive to ask a student at that moment, rather than leaving it to him or her to make a spur-of-the-moment decision. Furthermore, since you don't know which question students will engage, you're immediately hampered in your planning. You can't come up with a series of follow-up questions to help reinforce ideas or sharpen critical thinking skills. So remember that in scholastic questioning, offering a menu of questions is more likely to cause confusion or inefficiency. It is unclear which question to answer, easy to skip the hard ones, and more difficult to sustain a conversation on a specific and focused topic. In short, the ramifications of this mundane rule are far-reaching. Fortunately, the solution is simple. Ask one question at a time.